I was very skeptical after last week's episode that Andor would be able to break out of prison by the end of episode 9, keeping the 3-episode arc consistent because so much planning and development would still need to happen within the prison.
Don't wait.
In episode 9, well, you'll see, but the music is discreet and efficient and does just enough this episode to keep everyone's stories relevant and moving forward. This is Star Wars Music Analysis. Do it. The opening title music returns to a more energetic feeling, similar to the beginning of episode 4 after all of the climactic energy and action that happened in episode 3. It didn't necessarily actually play into any theme within the actual episode, but it still created that sense of excitement at the beginning of this episode. As Dedra Meero interrogates Bix Caleen in the opening scene, the Imperial theme returns. It plays in straight quarters, just like when Dedra spoke to Cyril in episode 8. It even uses the same instrument, giving this playful feel, which fits as Meero plays with her prey. Meero is slowly turning from a character we cheered for into a monster, and this theme is being manipulated along with that transformation. Andor's theme enters during the opening prison scene just briefly. It's noticeable since we only heard it once during the last episode as Andor was oppressed within this prison. But he's starting to do what he does and plan an impossible breakout, and hearing his theme so early on signals to us his emboldened personality. However, after this, his theme becomes relatively absent once again. While he's trying to escape, he will discover quickly just how difficult this will be. And at one moment we actually think he's going to escape within this first scene, but we see just how suppressed his efforts will become.
The attack while they're coming down. No.
The descending Major Third in the base returns as we return to the prison later on. This reminds us that this prison is still nothing to be messed with. That despite Andor's plotting, this will not be an easy task for him. It returns later as well at the beginning of the final scene, and all through the prison scene, haunting music plays with strings that swell in and out like ghosts, playing dissonant chords like the haunting specters of prison guards that could be watching at any time from behind the walls. In addition, Britell always keeps some sort of underlying pulsing or drone going. It's likely not even noticed very often, but it still creates this terrifying feeling, unsettling us, reflecting the fear to us that all of the inmates are feeling at every turn. This theme that we keep hearing returns again as Vel and Mon part ways. It's actually been getting softer and more indistinguishable since I first noticed it in episode 7 and then heard it again in episode 8. But it's starting to seem more attributed to Vel now instead of Clea as I had originally believed. And I'd love to hear all of your thoughts on where you think this theme is going, or who or what you think it's attributed to. Mon's theme finally enters for her in this episode as she's confronted with the reality that she needs to deal with a mob boss that has enough money to help her continue funneling money towards her cause. I've noticed that her theme always seems to come up at the most depressing times in her storyline. She's being pushed and worked by everyone around her, allies and enemies. Her daughter despises her, and her husband is the one that turned her against her. Her ally Luthen uses her for his own ruthless endeavors, and her life is forfeit with the most routine of bank audits. She is in debt to all, on the brink of her end, and yet she must carry on with a smile at all times. Her story is so depressing, and this music, well, it's not really Mon Mothma's theme, is it? It's the theme for her life. It's sad and depressing, but not really the strength that Mon actually shows. And this subtle moment really made me realize this connection. The music in this episode wasn't anything spectacular or super fancy, but it also didn't need to be. This was the episode that pointed storylines towards the next inevitable climactic moment, and Britell did a great job of finding a moment for each character's theme to keep our ears attuned for them, never forgetting the themes that tell the stories. Obviously, this episode didn't have the big suspenseful action-packed moment like we saw in episodes 3 and 6, but it is continuing to set pieces in place to develop a larger story. But now that the pattern of 3 episode story arcs has been left, I really have no idea what will or will not happen next week. But let me know what you all think. Are you getting impatient for the next climax with everything happening in the prison, or are you just enjoying the ride and steady story development? And what have you thought of the music in the last few episodes? Tell me in the comments below, and let me know if I've missed anything. And before you go, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to learn more about the music of a galaxy far, far away. And as always, may the be with you.